ਡਾਕਟਰ ਅਲੀ ਕਨਾਨੀ ਆਰਥੋਡੋਂਟਿਕਸ ਦੇ ਸਰਟੀਫਾਈਡ ਸਪੈਸ਼ਲਿਸਟ ਹਨ। ਇਹ ਹਰ ਕਿਸਮ ਦੀਆਂ ਡੈਂਟਲ ਤੇ ਫੇਸ਼ੀਅਲ ਇਰੈਗੂਲੈਰਿਟੀਜ਼ ਦੀ ਜਾਂਚ ਕਰਕੇ ਇਲਾਜ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਨ ਤੇ ਰੋਕਥਾਮ ਦੇ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਦੱਸਦੇ ਹਨ। ਸਾਫ਼ ਸੁਥਰੇ ਮਾਹੌਲ ਤੇ ਲੇਟੈਸਟ ਮਸ਼ੀਨਸ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਤੋਂ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਬਜ਼ੁਰਗਾਂ ਤੱਕ ਦੀ ਟ੍ਰੀਟਮੈਂਟ ਕੀਤੀ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ। ਇਲਾਜ ਕਰਾਓ ਤੇ 에ਅਰ ਮਾਈਲਸ ਵੀ ਪਾਓ। ਕ੍ਰੀਏਟਿੰਗ ਬਿਊਟੀਫੁਲ ਸਮਾਈਲਸ। ਗਿਲਫਰਡ ਆਰਥੋਡੋਂਟਿਕ ਸੈਂਟਰ 604 599 2212 या लैंगली ऑर्थोडोंटिक्स 604 533 6696।
ਪਿਛਲੇ 20 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਇਮੀਗ੍ਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਲਾਅ ਦੀ ਪ੍ਰੈਕਟਿਸ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਮਾਰਕਨ ਕੰਪਨੀ ਲਾਅ ਕਾਰਪੋਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਹਰ ਇੱਕ ਕਿਸਮ ਦੀ ਸੇਵਾਵਾਂ ਪ੍ਰਦਾਨ ਕਰਦੇ ਹਨ। ਇਹ ਲਾਅ ਸੁਸਾਇਟੀ ਆਫ BC ਦੇ ਮੈਂਬਰ ਵੀ ਹਨ, ਜਿਸ ਕਾਰਨ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਨਾਲ ਧੋਖਾ ਹੋਣ ਦਾ ਸਵਾਲ ਹੀ ਪੈਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੁੰਦਾ।
मैं स्नेह दे हूँ, मैं पंजाबी हिंदी बोलती हाँ।
ਆਪਣੇ ਰਿਸ਼ਤੇਦਾਰਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਯਕੀਨਨ ਤੌਰ ਤੇ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਬੁਲਾਉਣ ਲਈ ਅੱਜ ਹੀ ਲਿੰਡਾ ਮਾਰਕ ਨਾਲ ਗੱਲ ਕਰੋ।
Our commitment to you is our professional services with integrity and dedication.
ਅੱਜ ਹੀ ਫੋਨ ਕਰੋ 604 588 9800। Once again, welcome back. We are talking to Sue Hamill, who is an MLA from Surrey Green Timbers. Before the break, she talked about herself and also what all she has done. Let's now talk a little bit about her role as a critic for women issues. What is the situation right now in British Columbia, and what does she feel what needs to be done? Yes, Sue.
Well, Harpreet, let's talk specifically about violence against women.
Sure.
And what has happened over the last number of years, the last 12 years to be specific, is a real deterioration in the support for the issues around violence against women. And although there has been a new unit put up in the Ministry of Children and Families, a unit of domestic violence, the whole issue of violence against women has really been neglected during the last 12 years, and it's really unfortunate because the foundation was set when we left government, and it wouldn't have taken that much to just maintain that kind of credible foundation and build on it. Let me give you an example. If a woman was raped in Whistler, that woman would have to come to Vancouver to have a rape kit done, an examination done. So that's someone maybe riding in the back of a police car from maybe Pemberton or north of Whistler, coming down. Like, that's not good enough. That's not good enough, and that's sexual assault, right? Where someone has been assaulted and there could be criminal charges as a result, and things have to be done properly. In domestic violence, we had two horrific examples of the Lee family in Victoria and the Schoenberg family in Merritt, where we saw the consequences of a province that wasn't together in its pieces around domestic violence and the signals. And so we have a lot of work to do. We have to do work around the victim services. We have to do work around the counseling, work around the children who witness abuse. So in that area, there is a lot to do and a lot to repair in terms of the damage done in the last 12 years. And it's about priorities. I mean, our government believes that this is a priority in the sense that this is something we as a community believe should be done well, and we should be engaged in trying to prevent. You know, besides the reasons of just being a good reason, you know, being good, the cost of violence against women can be up to $4 billion a year. So anybody with any sense would say not only should we do the right thing, but the economic benefits for the society as a whole. So I think it means dealing with issues of power.
That's right. Well, that is there, no doubt about it, what you have mentioned. But when you say that for the past 12 years, these things have been neglected and been relegated to the background. Now, in case, as the polls are right now showing that NDP is surging ahead of the Liberals, and if a government is formed, and as I said, of course, with your previous experience, you will find a berth in the ministry. So if you are in the ministry, what do you think would be your priority in this particular sector? Because right now, as you very rightly said, that some of the preventive programs have been cancelled and some other challenges which the women are facing, there's nowhere to go, and they are in a big problem. So what would you address at that time?
Well, we would consult very closely with the women's organizations, such as EVA, which is End Violence Association and the Transition House Association, as well as the women's centers, and set priorities on repairing the damage.
Right.
We would, like one of the recommendations has been to look very carefully at the training of victim services counselors. Well, we're open to listening to that, to working with the women serving organizations
Right.
to ensure that that funding is strong and secure. And so there will be a consultation with the community at large,
Right.
and there will be movement made on ensuring that some of the funding that has been removed is restored over time, and that we look at new and better ways
Right.
of preventing violence and engaging our community in that.
Right.
I was at the symposium put on by the city, and it was
Right.
very, very good, very good around what some of the new ways we have to think about
Right.
the issues of violence in our
Right.
community.
And you and Adrian also released a statement on the National Day for Remembrance recently.
Yeah.
What was that, and what did you emphasize upon?
Well, again, we emphasized the need to do more, the fact that the government in the past government of the last 12 years has not done enough,
Right.
that it's still a problem, and until we as a community can address that problem, we all have something to do.
Right. So we all need to jump in and
That's right.
understand our responsibilities and come
Yeah.
forward, because just one wing cannot address everything. The people also have to understand their responsibilities.
Yeah,
Correct.
and I think sometimes if we flip the picture around, if we had a situation on a highway
Right.
where 9 or 10 or 11 or 18 young men had disappeared or been murdered,
Right.
we would be a bit upset, right?
Absolutely. But
And
right
if-
now, over 500 women are missing, as you said, and
In
not
the
much has
Aboriginal
been-
community,
Right.
yeah.
Great. And towards the end, what keeps on moving you? And just briefly, I want from you, you're always running around agile and always very concerned about women issues. So what is that in you which keeps you moving?
What is the source of that that passion, right? Part of it is I believe that both men and women hold up the sky.
Right.
We're both part of the bigger picture. And it's much better for all of us that if all of us are making decisions.
Right.
And I believe that not only do we need men and women at the table making decisions that govern us,
Right.
but I think we need people from the various backgrounds of our community at the table also.
Right.
So I think the table has to be diverse,
Okay.
and it has to be peopled with men and women, and then we get good government.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, and best wishes for your future
Thank you.
endeavors. Thanks a lot for being my guest today. Thank you.
Great.
ਸੋ ਅੱਜ ਜਿਸ ਵਿਸ਼ੇ 'ਤੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਸੂ ਨੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਦੂਸਰੇ ਹਿੱਸੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਗੱਲਬਾਤ ਕੀਤੀ ਹੈ ਕਿ ਪਿਛਲੇ 12 ਸਾਲਾਂ ਤੋਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਲਿਬਰਲ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਇਸ ਮੁੱਦੇ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਧਿਆਨ ਨਹੀਂ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਗਿਆ, ਇਸ ਕਾਰਨ ਕਾਫੀ ਸਮੱਸਿਆਵਾਂ ਆ ਰਹੀਆਂ ਨੇ। ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪ੍ਰੀਵੈਂਸ਼ਨ ਪ੍ਰੋਗਰਾਮਸ ਅਤੇ ਹੋਰ ਬਹੁਤ ਸਾਰੇ ਕੰਮ ਸੀ ਉਹ ਬੰਦ ਕਰ ਦਿੱਤੇ ਗਏ, ਪਰ ਜੇਕਰ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਸਰਕਾਰ ਬਣਦੀ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਇਹ ਲੋਕਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਨਵੋਲਵ ਕਰਕੇ ਚਾਹਣਗੇ ਕਿ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਮੁੱਦਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਉੱਤੇ ਧਿਆਨ ਦਿੱਤਾ ਜਾਏ, ਬਿਕੋਜ਼ ਇਟ ਡਿਪੈਂਡਸ ਅਪੋਨ ਕਿ ਕਿਸ ਤਰੀਕੇ ਨਾਲ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕਿਸ ਚੀਜ਼ ਨੂੰ ਇੰਪੋਰਟੈਂਸ ਦੇ ਰਹੇ ਹੈਗੇ ਹੋ। ਸੋ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਵੱਲੋਂ ਇਹ ਵੀ ਕਿਹਾ ਗਿਆ ਕਿ ਸਾਰੇ ਮਰਦ ਅਤੇ ਔਰਤਾਂ ਬਰਾਬਰ ਨੇ, ਇਕੱਠੇ ਰਲ ਮਿਲ ਕੇ ਅਸੀਂ ਸਮਾਜ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਕੁਝ ਪਰਿਵਰਤਨ ਲਿਆਈਏ। ਇਸ ਵਾਸਤੇ ਅਖੀਰ ਵਿੱਚ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਸਹਿਯੋਗ ਦੀ ਵੀ ਡਿਮਾਂਡ ਕੀਤੀ।